and only to Seattle. So they're second overall, but they do it even more so on the road.
And why is there a difference between running the ball at home and running the ball on the road?
Well, it's just a mentality. Most teams say, yeah, we're going to run the ball when we're at home. We're going to win time of possession. But on the road, you can get talked out of it. Team gets ahead of you and everything. So their overall mentality is to be consistent. They're going to win time of possession. They run the ball 51% of the time. And Drew Brees is completing as high a percentage of passes as we've ever seen. So those two things together lead to them having the ball. Out of the 60 minutes in the NFL game, they've been dominating time of possession. 33 minutes. So now Dallas is going to have to flip that, because Dallas, when they win and when they play well, not only this year, but over the last 3 years that they've had, the 2.5 years they've had this group together, they have dominated time of possession. So New Orleans is excellent at it now, and Dallas is going to have to try to. Rod Marinelli, their defensive coordinator, he cannot sit back and just try to play vanilla football. He's going to have to try to be more aggressive. They're going to have to try to come after Drew Brees.
Take chances.
They have to, because the way the Saints will attack them, it will not give Dallas the possessions, and it will rush Dak Prescott. So he'll be panicking on the offensive side, because the Saints will eat up that clock, and they'll feel like they have to always make something happen when they get the ball.
I'm very interested if the Cowboys' defensive game plan is going to be to try to not get blown out or to try to win the game, because those are two different things. We see it in college football sometimes. Guys that are clearly not coaching in the fourth quarter to lead their team to a comeback, they are coaching to make sure the margin doesn't get even more out of control. You don't see that very often in the NFL, if ever, but I am interested to see if the Cowboys just run their regular defense, which has been highly successful, by the way. That is coaching to not get blown out. That is coaching to make it respectable. If they take the chances you're talking about, they could be down 21-0, but they also maybe all of a sudden could be up 13-3. Because the Saints do not commit negative plays on offense. Drew Brees has 2 turnovers on the year and has been sacked 10 times.
So what does that mean as totality? Their offensive line, top 5 in the NFL. We never talk about their offensive line. So they're assignment conscious. They don't have leaking guys into the backfield, either on pass protection or even on the runs. We know you're not going to be able to get to Drew Brees, and that's based on timing, his accuracy in getting the ball out, and how well that offensive line is. So when you have those things, we're going to eliminate the negative plays. That's what Nick right there is talking about.
So when you say, Nick, you're going to basically
take chances on defense.
What does that mean? What does that look like?
It means you're maybe going to blitz where you otherwise wouldn't. It means you're maybe going to have a play where, man, if Drew Brees goes to his 4th read, that guy's going to be running wide open, because we are going to be sending an extra guy at him. It means you're going to maybe put some things out there against him you haven't put on film all year except for in practice, because you are trying to confuse the Saints. Like, you are trying to get a team that never has a negative offensive play to have a couple of them. And on the flip side of this, the question is, how can Dallas pull off the upset? Man, that is a very tough needle to thread. But I can tell you some things they have to, that if they don't do these things, they will absolutely lose. The Cowboys, I feel like the theme of the week, has almost been turnovers. Brady was talking about turnovers, then Big Ben's talking about turnovers. Now I'm going to talk about it with the Cowboys. Since Dak Prescott took over, they are 22-2. when he does not turn the ball over. That's a 93 win percentage. They're 6-0 this year when he does not turn the ball over. Like, if Dak turns the ball over, the Cowboys can't win. If Dak is consistently under pressure, the Cowboys can't win. If Zeke does not have 125-plus yards from scrimmage, the Cowboys can't win. Now, the Saints are so good, they could check all those boxes. Dak doesn't have a turnover. Dak doesn't get sacked a bunch. Zeke has 125, and they still beat you. But the Cowboys must do those things in order to have a chance, because you know the Saints are going to score points. My favorite stat of this game, and it's of the Saints, it might be of the football season, the Saints have scored 40 this year, more often than they haven't. They have more games with 40-plus than they have games under 40. That would be an impressive stat if it were 30-plus, much less 40-plus. And so you know this team's going to put up points.
So what would a win mean for the Dallas Cowboys, especially over a team like the Saints?
It would mean a lot. It would mean a lot for the Cowboys, but it also would mean a lot for the NFL. Because when you've gone through 11, 12, 13 games, and you've only lost 1 or 2. There ain't a whole bunch of recipes to what their success is. Right now, NFL don't know what to do with the Saints. The Rams, now they had them in New Orleans. That did help them, but the Rams didn't have an answer to them. Dallas, it would provide an answer to what you do against Drew Brees, but it would provide the type of confidence that you need in a young football team. Beating one of the best teams in the NFL, playing well at home on the national stage, and it shows you want to be consistent. In November, in December, we say, man, the pretenders, that's when they play their best football. That's when it's the most critical part of the season, November and December. And if you look at what they've done the last couple weeks on the road, what they did on Thanksgiving, all that good work that they did in that 3-game win streak will be out the window with a loss here. So not only from a confidence standpoint, not only get them back in the division as far as leading, that they can potentially win that playoff spot, but the overall confidence, I believe, for a young team and a young quarterback going against one of the all-time greats, I believe that confidence there will carry over for them throughout the season.
Obviously, a win would mean an enormous amount in the NFC East race, and with the Saints and the Rams the #1 seed in the NFC overall race. But I'll tell you what, a win for the Cowboys mean a lot for the Chicago Bears. It could mean a lot for the Houston Texans. It could mean a lot potentially for the Seattle Seahawks. Why am I bringing up those teams? It would mean a lot if you can show, even in 2018, you know what? Punch in the mouth defense, great running game. If you execute that game plan effectively enough, you can beat any of these teams. Like, we are the teams that are trying to win in a more, I don't even want to say archaic, but kind of just a few years ago style of football. I wonder if those teams really feel like, man, in 2018, can we beat the Saints? Can we beat the Rams? Can we beat the Chiefs? The Cowboys are trying to win that way. And if they do win a game that way, it shows a team like the Bears. You know what? Okay, maybe all the old school football guys that say, man, wait till the playoffs, wait till November and December. You're going to want that defense. You're going to want that running game.
Right.
Give them a little bit of hope.
Cowboys beat the Saints. Jerry Jones will probably give Dak Prescott, no matter how he plays, that contract extension.
Maybe walk it out to him on the field.
Exactly. Take a break. Coming up, is there friction between LeBron and Luke Walton already? That's next.